Again, Josh Carr, Carr Real Estate. Looking to finish out Fire Fund. This is one more of the cases in my challenge case book. Hope you're finding these helpful. And wanted to add another one to the list. This one's really not that bad, actually. At least I don't think it's that bad. So let's get right into it and see what we can model out. We're going to get some basic assumptions in there. The first thing I'm going to say before I even get into it is I think I can do all of this on an annual basis because basically, while this is a deal that we're building a cash flow statement and we've got a mortgage, because they specifically say that it's going to take 12 months to re-tenant the property, basically everything is in whole years. So I don't need to worry about like months. And because of that, I also, when I look at the debt assumptions, it's just talking about years. So I can do this on an annual basis, which should make this, frankly, a lot easier to build. Cool. Okay, so one thing that I always find helpful when I'm building these things is literally just to cut and paste the text into the model. This way I can just sort of work over here. Okay, so let's build in some info, get the basic assumptions laid out, and then we can build a cash flow. We'll do an unlevered, we'll do a levered, we'll kind of go from there. The first sheet, I'll just call my cash flow sheet, and the second sheet, I'll call my amort schedule because I'm going to need one of those too. Okay, so let's deal with some basics here. The square footage is it's 400,000 feet. We got a current tenant, which is there for 2 years at $250 a foot with 3% bumps. Okay, that's pretty simple. And then the expenses, it looks like we have CAM, taxes, insurance, management fee. The management fee is going to be 3% of the rent. That's fine. The insurance is going to be 10 cents a foot, which, of course, in this case, is 40 grand. The taxes are going to be 50 cents a foot, which in this case is, again, 200. And the CAM is 30, which in this case is that. Great. So that's my expenses. So we're going to build out a tenant. Off we go. And as far as things like, did they give us a purchase price? I don't think they did. If I actually look at the PDF, looks like they want us to back into a purchase price based on a levered return of 15%. So basically, okay, fine. Fine. Well, we're going to need a dummy purchase price to at least sort of start to build out the model so we can do like an IRR, because if you don't have a value there, you can't back into it. But that's okay. Okay, well let's get going here. So year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our rent is apparently going to be at the beginning $250 a foot with 3% bump. So 250 times 400,000 feet, and this times 1.03. So that's my current tenant. And then we're going to have our new tenant. And that's going to be our rent. Cool. And then we're also going to have recoveries. Okay. It's always interesting to see how they build this stuff. We're going to have recoveries. Do they have a vacancy factor here? I don't think they do. Huh. Okay. Well, if there's no vacancy factor, it even makes it easier, which is great. So I'll just call this my EGR. And then what I'll do is I'm going to have a line here just for recoveries. And in this case, the recoveries are going to equal the expenses. So now the one problem with the expenses is if I'm recovering the management fee, and the management fee is driving the gross revenue, and that's then driving the management fee, like you're going to get a circular loop. That's going to be a problem, obviously. So I'm going to have to play with that a little bit. What I'm going to do, just to make this not circular, well, okay, so first off, things like CAM. So I could do like CAM, taxes, insurance. Okay. And if I sum up those lines, that's fine. And if I have the recoveries, because it's triple net, it'll link back up to the 360, and that'll be the sum of, again, that. The problem is that if I make the management fee a percentage of the gross, and then I put that into expenses, and then I bill that back, it's going to be circular. So what I'm going to do to be sloppy about it is I'm going to make the recoveries, I'm going to put in a management fee, but I'm going to make it not be recoverable. That's probably the easiest way of doing this. The other way of doing it would be some sort of trailing thing where, like, the management fee in year 2 is tied to the recoveries in year 1. I could do it that way too. I'm just going to make a note here. Note, management fee is not recoverable. Which, is fine because, they said it's triple net, so maybe it's not. Okay, so I'm going to have this be the sum of these 3 items. That's going to be the recoveries. Okay, and then the management fee is going to be 3% of the gross, and I'll take that and I'll copy that across, and I'll take this and just put in some lines here just to clean it up a little bit. Now, they didn't give us any growth rates, did they? I don't see any growth rates. And so I'm going to pretend there is no growth. I'm just going to make it stupid easy just because I can. So, which, is fine. Not ideal, but again, gets the job done. Okay. So there's my year 1 NOI, my year 2 NOI. Life is good. Rents are going up. Now, after the 2-year lease expires, and NOI would then be the gross minus the expenses. Sweet. Okay. Now, after a 2-year lease, there's a 50-50 chance of renewal, which means we got to model what happens if they stay, what happens if they go. So, and there's going to be downtime to re-tenant the property. I thought I could get away with not doing this on an annual basis, but now that I'm looking at it, I thought I could get away with doing it on an annual basis. The problem is I'm going to actually have to do it on a monthly basis, because to say that there's 12 months of downtime to re-tenant the property with a 50% chance the tenant stays and a 50% chance the tenant leaves means I am going to have to do this on a monthly basis, because I will have to have the tenant start mid-year, year 3. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay, fine. Yeah, there are no great ways of doing this. I mean, one option would be, yeah, no, I'm kind of stuck, because since there's 12 months downtime to re-tenant the property, I'm going to have to run it on a monthly basis. That's the trick here. Every model has a trick, but that's the trick in this case. So in this case, let me make this then months. Let me move this up, down. I don't even know where the heck to move it. Let me move this here, and let me make this months. And then let me divide that by 12, and let me drag that out. I'm going to have to make this 60 months. Or actually 72, because we're going to need to be able to cap year 6. Okay, so that then is 12 months. Great. And then that is that times 1.03. Okay, so that's the old tenant who's there until month 24. The recovery math still is the same. Like this part is still the same. That's fine. And then this will be that divided by 12, that divided by 12, that divided by 12. That's still that percentage. I should be able to just take this and drag this across. 2 month 24. Okay, that did not work. Okay. Dragging, dragging, dragging. Sweet. Okay, and then at least for some of the stuff I can drag this across. So the stuff down here I can drag to month 72. What I have not built out yet, and here, let me just make it nice and formatted. What I've not built here yet is what about the new tenant? What about the downtime? That I'm going to have to do in the next video, but at least structurally we're on our way. We've built a monthly cash flow statement. And, you know, we're making 70 a month and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, you know, whatever, moving the right direction. When we come back in the next video, we'll do a market leasing assumption where we do a blend here. And we can kind of keep building from there. So that's the tricky part. Every one of these deals has a tricky part. Awesome. Okay, so until I see you next time, keep building better models, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye.